It was good. I hear you. Yeah, that's what's up. Yo, salute net stars. Yo, let's just wish AD a lot of love and success tomorrow. You know what I mean? So that's what we got to do. All right, so this is my thing. You have a lot of people who that will hate on the truth. They're hating on the truth that you're actually exposing. That means you're doing good works. That's all I gotta say. All right, I'm back. So I just have to make like a few more edits and stuff like that, and I'm gonna actually pull out, a world exclusive video. So just stay tuned.
Yo, 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 yo. Yo, yo, yo. I don't know if my laptop is acting weird, but I don't hear nothing. Might have to reset this thing. Yo, yo, yo. My mic's working.
Yeah, it's like I don't know. It's like for some reason my Google Chrome is not working, and I'm like, yo, it's like I hear, it's like I'm talking, but then I'm not hearing you, so I don't know what the heck is going on my laptop.
Yeah, I'm on Microsoft Edge.
All right.
Um, I see my mic working fine, so I'm like, yo, why don't I hear anything?
Yeah.
Mm. Yeah, man.
Yep.
So what's goody, bro? What's good in the hood?
Now I was trying to play one of my homies' video, Boney NYC, but for some reason, like the StreamYard is not working for me to actually play that.
Hmm.
Yeah, so
That's
and I know
frustrating.
that I might have to get like because I guess I'm having space issues or whatever the case may be, so I might have to go to go to see what it's about to do because what happened was, I was trying to get like a laptop 16 gigs or 32 gigs or whatever, but my wife got me on something 8. So sometimes it's frustrating and everything like that, and I want to actually retain more space so therefore I could do more stuff. I mean, it's good like as
Just
far
get
as
a
I'm
phantom
doing it right
drive.
now.
Get a phantom
But the
drive.
thing, a Phantom Drive, okay.
Yeah, I got a phantom drive connected to mine. It's a terabyte. It literally costs like $25. So
All
what I
right,
do
so
is I tell my computer directly, whenever you save anything, save directly to the partition hard drive, which would be my phantom drive. So everything runs through the phantom. I'm saying, because guess what?
all right,
Here's the problem with laptops now. When you get a laptop, you got to sign in with your email, and now they want to sync your email and they want to sync your pictures, and all that takes space out of your computer.
yes,
So for that, you have your external drive. You don't let
hmm,
anything sync. You know what I'm saying? And whatever the computer
right,
needs to memorize or move around or whatever, it'll go directly to the disk. There's options for that. You go to the options, save everything to disk D or disk E or F, whatever it comes out as. And that's what I'm doing right now. Like I literally have a Phantom drive, a terabyte Phantom drive, just basically operating my Windows right now. Because if not, my laptop would have been slow too. My beat making machine, that FL Studios alone, bro, with all the sounds that I have, is already 28 gigabytes. And I haven't even begun to fight. Like I had a desktop that was 250 gigabytes, and I had a whole terabyte full of sounds. Like at one point, with all the sounds all together, I had 32, what was it? 320,000 hours of sound. All together. That's wild. Yeah, I can't hear you, bro, at all. You just might have to refresh or restart.
yeah. I mean, you
I
hear me now?
I hear you now.
All right, yeah, because I was just actually, just looking for.
Now you're out.
I was actually looking forward to that Phantom drop on my Amazon. So
Yeah, man, it's convenient.
yep,
It really is.
yep,
Format, global shutter, extractor. Oh, what is this? Digital cinema.
yep.
I'm looking at something that you sent me now. The V Raptor XL.
Hmm.
Cool. What does it do? What does it do? Yeah, yeah. Historias Urbanas. I wonder what
Yeah,
the the history lesson is going to be today.
I don't know. You
¿Cómo
know,
está José?
yeah. ¿Cómo está, Don Jose? I mean, I'm trying to see. Well, in your adage, I mean, and I know that you're a follower of the NYC movement. What do you think is the biggest disadvantage that a lot of artists face within the New York movement, or what is dubbed another thing?
I mean, let me tell you something. I'm gonna keep it real simple. Having a lack of education is a big disadvantage. All right. A lot of people want to become artists and they have no real level of education of understanding concepts, understanding mannerisms, understanding words. Like people want to be rich so bad that they get a contract from a major deal. They don't read it, they don't proof it, they don't pass it by their lawyer. They just be signing stuff, not knowing that they're signing their soul away. And I think that's a lack of education. It's a lack of being taught, to be careful, to always read what's given to you. Oh yeah, what is this? Oh, don't worry about that. No, you worry about that.
Yes.
That fine print is very important. No matter how small it is, get a magnifying glass, read into it. That fine print is small like that, so that you can say, "Oh, it's insignificant. It's so small, it's not important. It's so small,
Yeah.
it's very important."
Hmm.
So one time we were talking about industries between here and over there, and I was telling you
Yeah.
that it's easier to become an artist over there because when you sign a contract with an industry in the Caribbean, all you're signing is to use their studio and for them to promote you. As opposed to
Right.
here, when you sign a contract, they want to own your life. They want to own your
Yeah.
rights. They want to own what you spit. You can't sing what you want to sing. They want you to sing what they want.
Right.
And in the Caribbean, you have the right of creativity as an artist, and they let you do what you want, and they will promote you. They back you up. Here, if you don't do what they say, they stop backing you up. You become an artist on the shelf, an elf on a shelf.
Yeah.
And New York
Yeah.
City
I've
is
seen.
full. New York City is full of elfin shelves. There's mad talent in New York City. There's mad artists out here that all have been put on the shelf because they decided to not sell their soul. I throw my fist up.
Yeah. I throw my fist up for them too because it's like at the end of the day, who the heck wants to who the heck's want to sell out? You get what I'm trying to say?
I mean, the whole purpose of becoming an artist obviously is to excel and get some money in your pocket, but not to be under the ruling of another person's thumb.
Yep.
And then you become a public figure, and then there's always a balance. You become a public figure, 70% of the people that like you love you, but the 30% of the people that don't like you hate you and will try to come at you for no reason, only because you are who you are, you did nothing to them, but now all of a sudden they want to come at you.
Oh, yeah. I've been seeing that pretty much.
Yeah, you're definitely a victim of persecution. We
Yep.
both are. But it doesn't stop me, it doesn't stop you. And you know why it doesn't stop us? Because we are people of righteous testimonies. You know what I'm saying? We're
Yeah.
people that we know we do good. We're not people of the world per se. We if we did bad in the past, not anymore. That's not part of our present life. It's not going to be a part of our future life. So I
Right.
have no problem testifying to my past life because it's the old me. It's not even the shadow of who I am now.
Hmm. Yep.
For real. José, ¿qué tú dices, viejo? Shout out always to the usual suspects. Mr.
Yep.
Sato, Skeleton, Fatal.
Yep. Fatal.
Yeah, I will hop on soon. Amazing. Good.
Yeah, good.
Good, good. Yeah, man. I am at a few minutes away from my birthday.
Yep.
I pretty happy I made it this far, man. I didn't think I was gonna make it past 21.
Yeah. Hello, Don Jose.
Good
Whereby,
evening. Good evening, gentlemen. Thank you for allowing me on your platform.
thank you for being here.
There you go.
I mean, I can't stay long because it's getting a little bit late.
I
I mean,
respect it.
but
I respect it.
but I just completed my live, which was, I think, was a very good one. We definitely have a lot of activity in the chat. I mean, a lot of people stopped by, haven't been, around, a good time.
Right.
So.
So
It's just, it seems like some people are just stuck in the past talking about the old beefs. And
All right. So
I'm sorry, go
all right.
ahead.
So what obese that we're talking about though? Like obese on our sector or just in general?
In general, but now supposedly, this is one individual talking about that I'm trying to be a grifter, that I'm trying to cause controversy, trauma. Is like, how?
I'm trying to
How?
cause trauma about what?
Yes.
Because people don't want to wake up.
Because look, it's okay. This is one person which I'm not going to mention here,
Of course not.
talking about that I'm trying to play like I'm innocent, which I'm not. That I'm trying to grift into the certain communities. That I'm trying to create drama. I'm just trying to be the best version of myself.
Right.
Well, it's something that I said before. It's funny when someone decides to start shedding light on situations. People that live in the dark want to act like they're offended, and they want to act like they're being exposed when it's actually the darkness that's in them that's being exposed to the light.
Right.
These people are always going to show hate towards what you're doing because what you're doing affects them
Yeah.
either directly or indirectly, mentally or spiritually, not physically, because it's just words. Sticks and stones may break my bones, yada yada yada. But it's crazy, man.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, is this the same individual that went up and called you and me slanderous names, or is somebody connected to that individual?
It's someone that's connected to that little clique.
Hmm. I think I know who you speak of,
Yeah.
but they will never have promotion on my page.
I mean, look, I did one stream. We given my observations regarding and what happened the peace between two individuals, and all I just did was gave some family advice, and
Mhm.
apparently this individual had a connection fit and couldn't take it, and they went from giving friendly advice to being that I'm attacking this person, that I'm grifting in getting into areas I have no right to get into, and it's like the last time I checked, people have free speech.
Right.
100%.
Mhm.
But unfortunately, we have certain individuals here in these YouTube streets who have
Right.
very thin skin, and for whatever reasons, they have an issue regarding the people that I choose to hang with. Get
All
along.
right.
There's not much I can say. There's not much I can say, and it's like it's laughable. Some of the accusations that have been made against me.
All right.
Don Armando, you know what I'm talking about. So, but
That's
just
wild.
to gi- but just to give you a rundown,
Uh,
just to give you a rundown. This is what the issue that's been said about me.
all right.
I have an STD.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Wow.
Okay,
Yeah.
I don't practice dental hygiene. I'm
People
broke.
people that don't know you from a can of paint talking about that you stink, that this and that. How would you know that unless you've been stalking me, trying to smell me?
Exactly.
Like that, like, come on. People be going too far with the imagination. Like, we live in a world where it's either reality or imagination. People don't want to believe too much in imagination, even though they'll accept it.
It's like for me, right? The person that we're speaking of, right? I guess they had a beef because I hang with somebody that didn't like, right? And it's neither here or there. So
Right.
this person for a whole year, I guess, because I went up and I guess I made a mistake of saying my real name or whatever. They went up and they pulled out an old criminal record I had, and then they went up and revealed something from my wife's medical record, which fact was that's never been on the internet as ever. That's private medical info.
Right.
And
That's
there was and then there was like, oh, they're gonna and there with their stuff, there's like, oh, we're gonna get the FBI on me and all this other crap. I'm like, you know what? At the end of the day, you're doing all this stuff, making your threats and stuff. I don't threat easily. And then on top of it, people want to go around and say we're going to go and put you in jail just because you're defending your wife. Okay, so what are husbands supposed to do? And when anybody says anything or whatsoever, they want to go and call law enforcement. The last time I checked, real men don't call law enforcement if they have a problem. So therefore, they love talking about. So therefore, to me, I say that the problem is not really a problem because they just love mentioning my name just to cause a problem.
Yep.
Well, I'm gonna send a quick shout out to all those keyboard warriors that act tough, and then when it gets real, they got 911 fingers. Just cut out the bullshit, and there won't be no shit. Don't start no fire, won't be no smoke. It's that simple.
Right? Yep.
People want to put
but you know what's the craziest thing about the whole thing?
Dímelo.
This is one individual. I have not said Jack one, but all of a sudden, uh, this person is talking their ish about me, talking about threatening about have me terminated from my job. Good luck.
Mm.
Like
Sure.
I said, these are people that when they say stuff like that, it makes you analyze real quick. Like, how much are these people stalking my life that they could say something like that? Like, they must feel real comfortable saying stuff like that. This is you need to know how to identify a troll, man. Because
No,
honestly, like trolls don't have a life, and they jump on the bandwagon of anyone who is trying to, you know, expose anything. Anyone that's trying to shed some light. So here they are jumping on the bandwagon. Oh, let's bother this man. While they're bothering you, they're also providing free promotion because people are going to want to know why is he bothering this guy. Oh, this guy has good content. Let me spread the word.
Yep.
and okay, and I say this with all humility. I'm one of the least controversial YouTube creators on this platform. In all humility,
Okay.
but yet, whatever reason, there's an issue. Okay,
Yeah.
and in all fairness, the same individual that he had an issue with, I had an issue with it as well. The difference is I know I have enough maturity that we can coexist on the same platform.
Right.
But that's the difference.
Hmm.
I mean, really, if it was left up to me, everyone that wants to create a channel on this platform will have to go through a psychological evaluation. If you did that, you eliminate a lot of these yahoos from the platform.
That makes sense.
Yep.
That actually makes a lot of sense.
Because the problem is this, and YouTube doesn't really enforce its guidelines 100%. Because how do you explain some of these people getting away with some of the stuff like copyright infringement and accusations, things of that nature? I mean, come on.
Yeah.
There's cracks in the system.
Yeah.
There's cracks in
Yep.
every system.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I always say this a lot. We live in a world that is wicked in its way. So a kingdom divided amongst itself will never prosper. The wicked world tends to, justify what the wicked world does.
Yes.
So when you see that YouTube or whatever is letting things slide, it's because it's something that falls within their narrative. It's just not on paper.
Mm.
Because we all know. We know what blasphemy is. I didn't even got to break down what blasphemy is. How many blasphemous videos are not on YouTube? Why doesn't YouTube shut them down? Because it fits their interest.
Mm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. It's even to the point.
Guys, hold on. My inspiration just gets better. Don't be
Go.
surprised that the people trolling you are even being paid by YouTube to troll you.
Mm.
It's called gang stalking. The FBI
I
does
mean,
it. The CIA does it.
me personally, talking about gang stalking, I think that's what's happened to me because I got into an argument with a guy that wanted to say 5 words of of disrespect towards me just because I said I'm an Afro Dominican. So that's how all this started. So I went up and I told him, if you ever talk about my wife again, I'm gonna break your jaw. I was like, as a man, you just don't go and disrespect another man just because you have a different view of life. But yeah, you want to go around and try to send curse words and everything like that. I'll tell you who it is in the background.
Copy.
So after that, right? And I was up on TikTok. I was like, yo, you know this guy's like, yeah. I told him I'm gonna break his jaw too, and I'll tell you why because this guy wanted to go talk all this stuff, and then he's like, oh, I'm gonna call the cops. I'm like, okay, so therefore, why don't you go and meet me up then? For I had paid if you were a real man. And then this is what happened. Somebody who I'm not gonna go around and mention, right? One up and said they was on a Telegram chat. So when it was like when it was when they went up and they showed me what they were talking about, these guys you had like all these yahoos, some of them too, Don Jose. They
Mm-hmm.
were all talking about trying to set me up with the police and everything like that. They was like, oh yeah, we're gonna put him in court. We got all the evidence and everything like that. I was like, okay, I see where this is
All the
going.
evidence of what? Of freedom of speech?
Yeah, me saying that I was gonna punch him in his face.
Okay, that's
And then
freedom of speech.
and then what they was about to do was like how I planned this and everything like that. They were really trying to get with me. I was like, oh, okay, I see where this is going. And then this was the funny part, right? They were actually trying to see my lives or my content or whatever, so they could go and use my voice in AI to act like I'm threatening them. And they was using my voice to call Trump towers, so therefore I could get in trouble with the feds.
Oh, they went the extra mile,
That,
huh?
yeah, not only to me, they actually did it to another content creator by the name of Truth Teacher and Radical. So I went up and I told Radical about this. They was like, yo, these guys are stupid because 9 times out of 10, the authorities are gonna find out that it's them that's doing it, and we won't even have to be in trouble because they're just using AI. One of the guys who I told him off and everything like that, decides to go on Jose's channel and call me a bum and everything like that. I was like, okay, I'm just listening. And then when I got doxxed, the guy's like, oh yeah, I got a friend. And I was like, we all know that. And he's like, oh, we're gonna do this. You got exposed. And to me, these guys are so stupid because they went up and they actually using my wife's profile pic to go and put it on dating sites and all this other crap, trying to and then trying to call me that I'm supposedly a member of a community of the LGBT community by stealing my profile pic. I'm
Wow.
like, these guys is bozos.
Yeah, they trolled you out for real.
Nah, they just mad because I go against their my existence go against their narrative, meaning that I said I'm an Afro Dominican, right? So their whole gist, and this is why we call them the Hispanotaps. Their whole gist is that Dominican Republic has no African influence, and if it does, it's just mostly a mestizo or a white country. I'm like, how's that even possible?
That's really wrong, but I'm not gonna get into that real quick because that's a whole topic.
Yeah, I mean, I'll make that a whole topic for next week. Oh yeah, by the way, happy birthday, Pete.
There
Yeah.
you go.
Yeah.
It's
Happy
about that
birthday.
time. This server right here is now 43 years old. I never thought I'd see past 21 because I thought that
Yep.
the way I was living my life in the street was gonna take me away, or the life I lived in the service was gonna take me away. And here I am still.
Yeah.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Well, I'm 62, so this year I'll be 63.
All right.
Amen.
Amen.
Okay. And believe me, I am too old to be dealing with the stupidity. With people
Yep.
that need therapy, that's dire need of therapy. I'm too old to deal with people that should not even have a platform to say their ish. I'm too old to be worrying about people that say whatever narrative about me simply because of my content or simply because of who I wish to hang with. It is my business. It is not yours. You are not obligated to listen to me or speak to me or whatever.
It's called ministerial envy. They envy the calling that you have and how you're applying to your calling. That's all it is. They're all, at the end of the day, this because we're just talking about the physical aspect of what we're seeing. But if we go to the spiritual aspect, all these people that are trolling, they are distractions to see if it's going to fade you, if it's going to fade your faith, to see if it's going to fade your judgment, if see if you're going to fall into the hate. Because if you fall into the hate, you fell into the trap. It's
Yep.
really that simple. You don't got to do nothing. But if the moment que tú comienzas a pensar, yo, I'm starting to hate these people, they won.
That's not my character. Okay. Um,
Um,
all I can say is bless their hearts because these people need prayer. These people need
Amen.
deliverance.
Amen.
Okay. I'm just gonna be the best version of myself. And one person talking about how my channel is so pathetic because it took me a long time to reach 500 subs. Well, at least I reached 500 subs generically. I didn't have to buy subs to do it.
I mean, I mean, I heard that even if a person went up and they bought subs and everything like that, that YouTube will actually cancel their channel anyway.
Yeah, I mean you're abusing the system.
Mhm.
I mean, I've seen people they did it in the past and everything like that. But I'm like, okay, think about it. Let's be honest. Most of the people like say if you're gonna go, like I've been approached by a lot of these Indian and Bangladeshi people. So they were like, oh, so we know that your channel doesn't have the threshold. You could give me $300, and then you could be monetized. I'm like, yeah, okay, and I blocked them.
Pretty much.
I'm like, why the heck I'm going to go in and give you $300, and then you might be the person that get my page shut down anyway. So what's the point?
Yep. That's
Mhm.
called a seed call. You got a call from a YouTube team member trying to see if you were ready to sell the rights to your page, and next thing you know, you blocked them. You did good. You did
Yep.
well.
Yeah, because I'm like, even though I'm like at 475 right now, I'm just like, as soon as I get my 1K, I'm just gonna work on my other page and see if I get 1K. So for one thing that I've actually seen from people that got 1K or maybe 50K is that most of these guys who are content creators, they have to do it like in a 3 day they actually do like three or more uh lives or content or upload content like 3 times a week. So hopefully this year I just get my 4K camera. I just do my three. I might just upload videos, and depending on which of these lives actually go good, which is either the one that I do on Wednesday or Historias Urbanas, I'm just gonna actually galvanize on that and see what's going on as far as okay, my 4K camera or whatsoever.
Right.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
man. So
I mean,
in
yeah.
other news, I got approached today by a fellow black belt who told me that his teacher just got him a dojo in somewhere in the Bronx, and he told his teacher that he wants me to be on board. So most likely, I'm gonna be a senior instructor at this dojo,
Nice.
further alonging my career and further alonging my initiation of what Lions Paw martial arts is.
Yes.
So currently, man known as Cowboy. He is the headmaster of the Jiu-Jitsu system right now. He's running
Wow.
a background check on me, and I'm more than honored to find out what he's gonna find out, because he's gonna see that he's dealing with a man that I not only do I have honors as a military man, I have honors in the Christian community, and I have honors as a chaplain. Like, I've been to so many prisons and hospitals, it's not even funny.
Right.
So I can't wait. I can't wait. And everything's
Me
just gonna open
neither.
from there, man. Everything's just gonna open up from there.
Yep.
Cool. Okay. Well, I'm gonna drop down because, like I said, it is kind of late, and just want to say thank you for allowing me on your platform,
Of
and
course.
sure, pretty soon you reach 500 subs. Just just keep at it, and of course,
Yeah.
ignore the hate.
Right.
Don
So,
Jose, saludo de mi lado, bendiciones,
Saludo.
cuídate.
Bendiciones.
igualmente, feliz noches
And
a ustedes.
you already, my brother, de lo mío, de lo mío, de lo
Okay.
Yep.
mío.
All right. Good night,
Yep.
guys.
Good
Good
night.
night. All right. Let's see what else. So, hmm, looks like that in March I'm going to be 42. So,
Okay.
yep. Trying to see how that goes.
Listen, I could be in whatever condition I'm in. I'm happy that I made it this far. It's unreal to me. It's very surreal.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? 43? Wow.
Hmm.
Wow, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Historias Urbanas.
Yeah, man. And shout out to Dundee Voice for actually suggesting it, because I actually wouldn't have been I made this because I was like, yo, I was talking to Joe Nathan and Don D Voice. They were talking about the old times and they was in the NYC movement too, like the early days as such. I was like, I bet. So I'm just putting this out there because I'm like, hey, it is what it is. And then people, I'm seeing like a lot of these youngsters, no matter what, no matter what street organization you claim or whatever, but everybody is making the same mistakes. And I'm seeing it because from my generation, well, it's actually our generation too, because you're included in this, Pete. But
Yeah.
I'm seeing from our generation till now, the young men who are like in their 20s and such, they're actually committing the same mistakes, but even worse.
That's crazy, man.
I mean, it's funny because people could have been what they were. I've seen people that could have been what they were, but then either an indictment happened and they got caught up in it, and then they might have to serve years. And they're like, yeah, we came back out with music, and then they have to go back out, and then the new generation, they thinking that what they did was cool whatsoever. They're actually coming back with that indictment for them also. And I'm like, okay, so something. So I'm like, there's a disconnect with our generation and the younger generation. We're supposed to be the sages of the young generation, but something. But there might have been a disconnect of what's happening.
I mean, as far as I can remember, since the dawning of time, there comes an age where people become rebellious, and
Yes.
it comes from ignorance, really. But that rebellion brings you to the fact of this. You think that anything that's going against the cause, anything that's standing up against justice, and anything that's standing up against parents is automatically cool because you want to be a rebel. You want to rebel against whatever family system you have going on. But then here comes the truth of life. The truth of life is, you know, tomorrow you're going to need your family. Rebelling against them is not going to help you at all at any given moment.
Yeah. Yeah. I had to find that out the hard way, pretty much.
So it be like that, man. It's funny. It's funny, but we see people standing up against the police, and we're like, "Oh, that's so cool." Why? Because he's standing up for his rights, or because he's actually being a bully and standing up against justice? There's a difference. There's a
Yeah.
difference.
Because I hate to say it, but when we were growing up and stuff, I mean me, I don't know about you, Pete. When I was growing up in the Bronx and everything like that, you had cops that they just went up and they were, on their super disrespectful stuff, meaning that
Oh, stop and frisk all day. Yeah, they'd just jump out of a
yeah, yeah,
car.
yeah, yeah. This is not even when it was stop and frisk. It was just that okay, me and my homie, right? We could be talking and everything like that, and we chilling in the hood. We're not bothering nobody. We're not disrespecting nobody. All of a sudden, all of a sudden, the cops come and they're like, "Oh, what are you doing here?" and all this other stuff. And then they're like, "Oh yeah, you were in." And then I thought that's when I started speaking Spanish. I was like, "Oh, okay, we got the S word and we got the NS word." I was like, "Really?" So I guess they actually do. They actually read their history books, not to go to go around and call Latino the S word, and then to call me the NS word. So I was like, wow, that was very inventive.
Yo, I can't. I'm only laughing because of how ignorant it is. It's like people really think that by saying a slur word or by coming up with something ignorant or saying something out of place, like they think they're really, you know,
They're really they're really doing something.
they really think that they're doing what? Are they adding on to the discussion? Are they making a discussion? Are they explaining something?
No,
It's
I think they were trying to put their quota up. So therefore, they're like, oh yeah, they know that certain people get turned off by words. Um, that you get into a fist fight or whatever, and what you do, you're in jail
right,
for assaulting an officer. Well, we were too smart for that.
which is not the place you want to be at for assaulting an officer. I would know.
Yeah.
I would know. I got into two fights with the cops here in New York. One time they said that Marines were pussy, and I had to show them. I had to show
Yeah.
them. And I'm gonna show you. I'm
Yeah.
gonna show you. I'm gonna show you what that looked like, homie. Stay in
Yeah.
your car. I'm not staying in my car. You already called me out. You called my whole brotherhood out. So now, on behalf of my brotherhood, I'm about to disrespect you physically. It's like, what you mean? What I mean is take your badge off and your utility belt because we're about to go down. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah? Oh, yeah? And he took his badge off and he took his belt off. I said, yes, it's going to be fun tonight. His partner was like, don't do it. Don't do it. He's like, nah, he ain't
uh,
gonna do nothing. He ain't gonna do nothing. He took the
Oh
first.
wow.
When he took that swing, I hit a half moon duck and swing so that I could grab him by the back of his hip, and I Pegasus slammed him against the floor.
Uh,
He man, yeah,
damn.
yeah. I didn't want to hit him. I slammed him one time. That's it.
Damn.
His partner said, "I'm gonna tase you." I said, "You don't got to do that. I'll stop." But you might want to call an ambulance for your boy because he's fucked up. I'm good. I'm good, as you see.
Yep.
And let me tell you why. Why? Listen, besides the fact that God was with me, the only reason why I came out of that unscathed is because the captain of that precinct was a Marine.
Yep.
All right. And when I got there, they called my name out. They did background. They were like, oh, he's a Marine. Hold on. Yeah. Bring him to my office. I saw the captain. I saluted him. Said, how you doing, Brass? How may I help you today? He goes, listen, so what exactly happened out there? I said, you want me to tell you on the record or off the record? He said, tell me both. I said, well, off the record, they said Marines were, that thing you find in between the legs. He said, excuse me? I said, yeah. And I wasn't going to stand for it because I'm going to always honor my dead brothers and sisters. We're not doing that. And he said, I stand with you. Yo, call him in here. And they called the other guy in because the other guy was at the hospital. He's like, yo, what happened over there? And the officer said the same thing. He said, you want the on the record or the off the record? I started laughing. I'm like, yo, this is funny. Captain's like, give me the off the record story. He said, well, off the record, sir, he messed up. He done told the Marine that Marines were scary, that Marines were pussycat. He shouldn't have said that. Said, so he said that, and you didn't try to pacify or something. You can't pacify a Marine, sir. You would know. You're a captain.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, the captain just looked at me, looked at him, said, escort this man out of here. De La Rosa, I'll talk to you another time. Like, you got it. He escorted me to the front desk, to the desk sergeant. They gave me my property. They sent me home. Gave me the keys to my car. I was out of there. Like, dude.
Yeah.
Cops were tight. They were tight. They thought they had one. They thought they were gonna do what they do to people that assault officers.
That don't know the law. Yep.
Let me tell you what they do to people that assault officers, just so that those that are listening can know. When you hit an officer and they take you to the precinct, they process everybody and they send them off to central booking, but they don't send you. They leave you behind. You know what for? So at that 2-3 o'clock hour, when there's nobody else there, they can beat you up.
Yep.
They will turn off the cameras and they will light you up. All right? Yep. They're going to beat the brakes off of you. They're allowed to hold you down for 72 hours. Remember that. Mm-hmm. You have 72 hours to see a judge. If not, they have to give you the back door, right? They will beat the brakes off of you. And in 72 hours, let you go home.
Yep.
And now whenever they see you, they know who you are, they jump you. Wherever they see you, they jump you. And you can't do nothing because the cops are the biggest gang in the city.
Yep.
Be very careful how you thread in New York, New Yorkers, because these people are not law enforcement. These people are enforcing their own law.
Pretty much.
How New York City is one of the only cities that you're not allowed to defend yourself. If someone punches you, you need to let them punch you. You're not allowed to block. You're not. Nah, I don't think so, homie.
So, trust me.
I'll trust you. Trust
me. It's going to change because people are fed up. Think about it. even in Philly, everybody defended themselves because now it's just to the point that you see like a lot of these youngsters, they want to go and do drills or whatsoever, and the music I'm listening, I'm like, to me, it's whack because there's no lyrical content. It's just of these young men self, how would you say, self snitching on themselves,
Yeah,
and
dry
then on
snitching.
top of it, dry snitching. The next thing you know, anybody who got deleted or whatsoever, they might not even live to tell the story because they might have say, oh yeah, I did this, I did that. The next thing you know, they get deleted, and it'll be like
Chain
it'll still be
reaction.
open. It'll still be an open case because that person is not allowed to actually say like, oh, this person did this and this and that anymore. So
It's a domino effect, bro. It's like Chicago, bro. That's what it reminds me of. One person
yeah,
does something, says something, and it could be a whole different set of people that come and do something. Somebody else came out of nowhere, decided to delete somebody, and here you are. You got this person on podcast, bragging and talking of showboating. Oh yeah, that was me. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm bad like that. Blah blah blah. Now you did that, and now the people that are actually looking for that dude that did that are gonna come after you, and it
yep,
just
pretty
creates a
much.
whole domino effect.
Yep,
Just makes no sense, man. I came from an era where if you did something, you kept quiet about it. If you don't say nothing to no one, it won't come back to me or you.
right. Unless somebody saw it.
You know what I'm saying? So it's ridiculous. I
Hmm.
don't understand what the OGs are doing now because if the youth is still doing all these things that they're not supposed to be doing, then these OGs are not teaching the youth what they're supposed to.
Nah, this is what I guess the new thing is. Now I'm not saying this for everybody because different strokes I guess for different folks. So the thing is though is that I guess in New York or whatsoever, the OGs is like, okay, we're gonna let this guy rock because this guy is the breadwinner of the block or the organization or whatever have you, right? And that's why you have like a new generation of young men. They're like, when I went up and I did this stuff, I didn't have a big homie.
Right.
I was like, and that's what Cameron and Mace was saying too. We didn't have big homies. I was like, but then again, if you really look at it, I mean, from the way they grew up and stuff, yeah, the people who would have been big homies, they was locked up. If you actually, for real.
That's true.
So, and then all the people that that brought fear, I guess, in Black Harlem. I can't really say Spanish Harlem, but the people that brought fear and they had like their reputation and stuff, and then they get knocked up. Half of these dudes, they went up and they bit the cheese. So I was like, you did all this for what?
For real.
And it's like, yeah,
That's wild, wow.
nah, it is because it's like, yo, it's crazy out here. So therefore, you know what? I just rather be in my lonely and be on my lonely because nine times out of ten, if you got people who are not in the same, if they're not moving the same as you or anything like that, why should I hang with you? And one thing is like, if people defend, you know who your real friends are when they defend you when people want to say bad things about you. So
You know
that's
who
one
your
thing that
you know who your real friends are where they defend you behind your back, that you're not there to defend yourself. That's who
pretty
your
much.
real friends are. You know what I'm saying? Because it's easy for me to defend you while you're in front of me. You know what I'm saying? That's public image. But when I'm behind your back, if people are talking behind your back and I'm there to hear it and I don't do nothing about it, I must feel the same way that they do, that I'm not approaching it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? In San Pedro,
Like,
bro,
like
in
we
San
don't
Pedro,
do that.
you know how we are in San Pedro. We don't do that. You bring gossip to
Mhm.
us about someone that you don't like, and if we don't like them too, we going to get that person just because things need to be confronted and solved. Like we don't want to deal with stuff the next day.
Pretty much.
So I learned a lot in San Pedro about how people approach things and how things need to be let go sometimes as well.
Exactly. It's like to a point, right? That even though when I'm in San Pedro, I was just guy. I was into I can't really say I knew about the street life in DR. The only thing I know that is like I seen people that that they work hard and everything, but then it was getting to a point that I don't know about the capital because the capital was different.
Right.
But it was just to the point that when you hearing about when my mom was still alive, and the older people was like, "Yo, ain't like this is not like when we grew up in the Trujillo era. Now they just robbing and everything like that, and they just don't. And there's certain areas you can't even go in the capital no more. I was like, wow.
Yep.
I'm
That is.
like, I'm like, it's to the point that one day I was like 16, right, and my mom was doing up and put a gold chain. I was like, your mom, don't do that. So how come? I'm like, yo, it's crazy out in DR. And I told her about the chain. The next thing you know, my cousin's husband, while we was up in like maybe 2 or 3 years later, we was in Dominican Republic. My cousin's husband, was driving the bus and stuff. The next thing you know, they just ran up. They ran up and they just took his chain and just ran up and just fed off in a pasola. So over
Yep.
there, we're in jewelries on the state.
Yep.
I don't care if you David Ortiz and stuff. You saw what happened. So I'm not I'm not knocking it, but I'm like, yeah, that ain't gonna be me.
Yeah, bro. I know that in DR, bro, you can only wear a chain if you have security. You can't just walk around with a chain just chilling like that.
Mm-hmm. Yo, if you, well, I guess now I have a boomer on me.
Not even, bro. These kids will come in bicycles and just quickly snatch your chain and go. You're not gonna have
Hmm.
time to boom nobody on a bike. There's too many of them.
Yeah,
It's too many of them. You know what I'm saying? Especially like you're out in public and there's mad people walking around. These people just come on a bike automatically. Boom. You can't just turn around and start bucking shells. You're gonna hit innocent bystander.
yep,
Yeah, that's not yeah, it's not no time soon.
yep,
Real for real.
yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm starting to feel like what Don Jose was saying. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm starting to fatigued.
Yeah.
The beauty of all is that this whole day is my birthday, and
Yep.
there's no school tomorrow, so I don't got to wake up early. So
Hmm.
I'm chilling.
I hear you.
About to roll up a birthday stick.
Mm, nice.
And that's it.
Yep.
Let's call that a green reality.
Hmm.
That's another thing I've actually been approached about. People ask me like, what's my take on marijuana consumption and believers?
All right.
And when it comes to it, you gotta acknowledge that there's three things. There's three main factors. There's the factor of you don't know the person's testimony. That's
Right.
one. Two, you don't know the person's trauma. You don't know their trauma levels.
Right.
And then there's three, you don't know if the person needs it for medicinal reasons, for pain, this, that, and the third. So
Right.
I'm gonna put all that under what I call variables in life. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
There's so many variables that you just don't know. People that
Hmm.
just smoke just for the heck of smoking, that are just really just recreational completely,
Hmm.
obviously an option for them to do, especially now that it's legal. But
Yeah.
when it comes to Christians, your normal Christian isn't a pot smoker because
Yeah.
Jesus wasn't a pot smoker, for what we know.
Yeah.
For what we know.
Hmm.
All right.
Because it's like I don't know when we're talking about pot smoking and everything like that, right? When it was talk when they were talking about as far as maybe the first people that might have smoked pot, a lot of people have said that it was quote unquote the Indians that actually did that, and they did that when they were actually blowing it down. They actually were praying to their deity Kali when they were actually doing that. So I was like, oh, hey, didn't know that. And you have certain people that still do that, even though I guess in Indian law, I guess it's outlawed and stuff like that.
I mean, anything could be outlawed, but if it's done for religious purposes, it can't be touched.
Right.
Unless it breaks a real law. But
Yeah.
so in my defense, per se,
Right.
when they tell me, oh, because Jesus didn't smoke, blah blah blah, and I'm like, all right, that's cool. But Jesus also didn't go to the Marine Corps.
Right.
Jesus also didn't kill nobody. Um,
Right.
Jesus also didn't go to jail, or maybe he did before dying.
Right.
But people's trauma is very different to other people's traumas, and it seems
Pretty
funny.
much.
It seems funny to me how most of these Christians that are out here are Christians that were either born Christian, that they were born in church, all they know is church.
Hmm.
So they're quick to judge you because they don't know the world. They've never been in the world.
Right.
But people that were Christian, that became Christians after being in a gang for 10, 15 years, after being military for 20 years, people that went to church after being in jail for 30 years of their life. These are different people now. And these are people that will show you a different level of mercy because they understand the pain of what you might be going through because they went through it.
Yep.
as opposed to someone that doesn't know anything about it isn't going to show you it because they don't know about it.
Hmm.
So when I tell people that, you know, smoking is a way of alleviating the edge of what PTSD is, you know, what flashback PTSD is, shell shock. You know, when you could actually smell blood in the air, that you're having visuals of fragmented stacks of pictures and memories and stages of war. It's going right through in front of your eyes like you're watching a movie. Like you're reliving that
Hmm.
part of your life all over again.
Yeah.
All of your five senses are active. Like I can literally smell the iron in the air of the blood, that I'm smelling blood in the air. Like I could smell the metal. It's wild, bro. You know, and what most of the times takes the edge off, besides, you know, the usual praying and fasting, is smoking.
Right.
You know, it really turns it down to an extent to where I don't get the PTSD. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I might get a glimpse of something and I'm able to shake off of it quickly because I know what it is and I don't want to dwell on it.
Right.
As opposed to being sober, 100% sober, and now all of a sudden I'm getting stuck in shell shock because, you know, here comes the thoughts and the reoccurrence of what the PTSD is, and I'm stuck.
Yeah.
That
That
part.
part. I mean, it's to the point that I'm like, okay, as, I don't know, I don't know how generals did how they've been, you know, with their life in the military and everything like that, and I guess certain people were talking about, oh, people up in those times they were stronger mentally because of that.
I
I'm
mean, I
like,
hear you.
okay, I'm
I
like,
hear you.
I hear you, but I'm like, but then
I'm gonna tell you like this though.
most
I'm gonna tell you.
most of the stuff. Okay.
Hold on. It's like, you know, any general, brigadier general, regular general, they're supposed to be field generals, but technically they're not. Okay,
Hmm.
because right now I'm talking about modern times. I'm not talking about back in the day. Back in the day, a man could have 3,000 soldiers by his side and have no credentials, and because he had those people by him, he was a general. Okay, that's
Right.
we're not talking about old times. We're talking about modern times. Because modern times is the way it is now, being a general is only a political position now.
Yes.
Being general changes every time a president changes because there's so many people in line in that are, you know, get put into power and whatnot. And this is why there's higher star generals as well. But your average general right now is the basic he's basically the president of that chapter of field office, but he works in the office. He does not work on the field.
Right.
The highest field general is actually a colonel. Colonels will be in the office, but also operate on the field, as so do
Right.
captains and lieutenants. But
Hmm.
more so, what we call NCOs, non-commissioned officers, the sergeants that have been working the field for 20 years, they know the field better than any lieutenant, better than any captain, better than any colonel.
Right.
All right. So they're the true officers of the field. That sergeant that's
Mhm.
been on that field for 20 years, he's the true general of that field. I'm going to listen to him. It doesn't matter that I'm a captain. I'm going to listen to him because I don't want to lose my
Right.
life there.
Right.
And that's how that works.
Yep.
But go ahead, brother. You were saying,
I was saying that everybody. I'm like, I don't know the military, so it's a good thing that you actually broke it down. Because me personally, I'm a civilian.
I
I
feel
mean,
you.
I have family in the military, I guess here and in Dominican Republic. But
Mhm.
then again, there's certain code, there's certain stuff that I don't understand.
Yeah.
So this is my thing. In your experience, right? Why would you? Why? And I'm seeing a lot of people, who are in the military. That some of them they have a certain belief system. I'm
Okay.
saying a political belief system. So
Okay.
why is it? So why is it that certain men, when they're actually in the military stuff, they they actually adhere to the Republican Party?
Hmm. I mean, as far as what I remember from the military, well, as soon as you become a soldier, it's no longer your agenda. You no
Right.
longer have favoritism towards one party or the other because no matter what party wins, they're the party that's going to govern the team now.
All right.
So, why sometimes we favor the Republican Party? It's because the Republican Party has a little more leniency towards governmental agents. They'll give military personnel more vacation time, a higher bonus, more sick leave. And so let me tell you something. I don't care how much of a badass of a soldier you are. There's a time and a place and a day where you want to have just time for yourself or time to be with your family. That you don't want to be looking at other people dressed in camo.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So why would we favor sometimes the Republican Party? Because they're allowing us to go home more time to be with family, or allowing us more time to be on vacation so we can alleviate the mental anguish of what it is day to day combat training, day to day this and that, day to day that and this.
Yeah, because when it was like '06 and I was working and me and some military personnel we were talking, they went up and they told me like, hey, we're just going for the Republican Party because more pay, like we get paid more under them. I was like, interesting. And this is
Yeah,
when Bush was in, and this is
the
when Bush was in office.
the Republican Party was made by Lincoln. You know what I'm saying? And Lincoln was in high favor towards the American soldiers. So that's in a bystander. It's a bylaw under Lincoln's word that the soldiers need to get paid more.
Pretty much.
We don't get paid more than everyone, but we get paid a little more than the Democratic Party, that's supposed to represent the free people, but they really don't.
I mean, they really don't. I mean, think about it. It's like I've been dissatisfied with the Democratic Party since 2016. When a Latino went up and told me when Hillary was running, he's like, "Oh, you know that the Democratic Party is going to be for us." I'm like, "For us? How?" And then they were saying that, well, allegedly, Pizzagate happened, and that's what destroyed any chance of Hillary Clinton to ever become president.
I don't know what happened, man. The whole Hillary email thing kind of got out of hand, and it just goes to show you how much they're willing to pull strings so that no one can push forward.
Pretty much,
Who's to say that Hillary wouldn't have been a great president? Who's to say?
right?
You know what I'm saying? Who's to say? I mean, this is the beauty of being per se an American, or this is the beauty of being someone who has a voice and is alive. You're entitled to your opinion. You're entitled to what you want to believe. You can put faith in whatever you want, but you also
Yep,
have to question the what ifs. And there's a
yep,
big what if. What if Bernie Sanders would have won and would have been president, bro?
exactly. But then there's a unwritten rule. I've seen this often. There's an unwritten rule within the United States, and I'm seeing this. You will never, uh, you will never, there, you will never see a person who is Italian or a person in the financially protected class ever become presidents.
Huh.
And I don't know why, but you see people of the financially protected class go against their own, so they won't be presidents.
Struggle of power.
Yeah,
These people have generational wealth, so they don't care who the president is, but they care of being able to have a free way to do what they want to do to keep their generational wealth flowing and going.
yeah,
Let me tell you, there's plenty of illegal activity going on right under the noses of the government, and the government is allowing it because these people have been doing it for so long that they're protecting the government in itself by doing it.
yeah,
I'm not going to repeat that, but yeah, that's how deep
yeah,
it is.
yeah. Now there was a movie that was with Nicolas Cage, right? You know it was fake, but then within within the Lord of War, you have to wonder how much of it is actually true.
And how much of it
I
is
mean,
actually fake?
yes, because there was a part of the Lord of War, right, where this guy went up and talked to his uncle, who was, I guess, uh, he was a general, I guess, under the former Soviet Union, and they went up and they gave him a lot of weapons, so therefore he could trade with Africa or whatsoever. And there was a guy who was going after Nicolas Cage because of he was an arms dealer and everything. And Nicolas Cage went up and told him, like, yo, this is what's gonna happen. You could arrest me all you want, but you're gonna get a call that's gonna let me go. And the guy didn't listen. He got that call and he was gone. And they let him out of jail.
Hmm.
So this is what I'm saying. Like when we talking about so-called international armed traffickers, right? Like these are people. We're not talking about the Victor Blunts and whatsoever. We're talking about people that we don't know. How many of these people have the United States, quote unquote, know about and don't do nothing? So, or foreign governments. So it just goes to show you something's going on not to our benefit.
It is. It sure is.
Yeah,
For real. That's what's going on right now, man. It's bad.
yep.
Yeah, bro.
Yep. Now, all right. So your time of music here in New York, how many big time studios have you been across? I mean, in the New York City area that you've been inside and all that stuff.
I've seen one or two, but I reserve the name because these places these places are quick to want to put everything on contract. Oh, if you're gonna mention our name, you nah, I ain't paying taxes to no record labels and none of that. You know what I'm saying? I've been to a lot of humble in-home studios. I've been to a lot of um, you know, what we call personalized studios where people just have a studio on their laptop, and all that good stuff. But I've been to some places and all I see the evil, bro. I see the manipulation, and it's crazy. Like, oh, to get in,
Wow.
you got to sign this, and I'm not signing no waivers to nothing, man. If I got to sign some piece of paper to go inside your building, I'm not going inside your building.
Right.
That's something that you're doing that you want me to sign something, and I don't know what I'm selling my soul
Uh,
to.
or 9 times out of 10, from what we're learning now, there's NDAs that are actually being signed. So I'm like,
Yeah,
if I'm
non-disclosure
if
agreements.
if, if, if I'm gonna go around and sign an NDA for you to be in my studio, okay, I can understand that there might be NDAs. Like, okay, if you want to, like, when it's like copyright protection and stuff, I understand maybe that part. But if it's just for you to go and enter the studio and then I have to sign an NDA just to get there, I'd rather just see what it is that I might have for my studio, and I'm just gonna get it for myself, or maybe just buy my own place or have you, and just make that studio instead of me going to your studio.
I hear that. I hear that. I have my own personal studio already on my laptop. I have my FL Studios where I make my beats at, and if I have to record something, I have what you call this? I have Sony something.
All right.
All right, and even if I have to record and master something later, I can still do it through the FL Studio.
All right.
So I don't have to go to no major studio and sign no contract to no. Oh, to come inside this building, you got to sign this. How about this?
Yeah, and then what was funny was that I was talking to somebody that was right there. The newest thing now is that some of these big time record companies, they're actually trying to steal um some of these up and coming artists' beats through just listening to them and everything like that. Then they have their artists record them and everything. So it's to the point that now you have to have certain people, when you actually put your joint out on YouTube and stuff, make sure that you actually have it copywritten, ASCAP, and BMI.
Yep, United Artists, all that stuff, all that stuff. Let me tell you something. Maybe like some 14, 15 years ago, I was playing a beat on a radio on a podcast show. I was playing one of my beats.
Yeah.
And next thing I know, like some 7 months later, uh, uh, Rick Ross came out with Big Meech, supposedly produced by DJ Khaled. If you hear my beat and you hear his beat, you're gonna be like, "Wait, what happened here?" I'm be like, "Yep, I made this beat a whole year before that song came out."
Yeah, me personally, I think, and this is me saying this. I think DJ Khaled is the biggest rip-off artist ever when it comes to a lot of stuff.
He's a big sampler, and I don't know what original DJ Khaled beats are made 100% by him because it's a lot of sampling, just a lot of sampling involved.
Like for example, he went up and canceled. He went up and sampled that song that he actually did with Rihanna. And for some reason, when I heard that song, I respect it. You know what I'm saying? Even though they kept playing it in the radio and everything like that, I'm like, man, this song is crap.
To, yeah, I don't like that one that they remixed with the Santana guitar.
Yes,
Yeah, that was crap.
thank you. I'm like, really, an original.
And that's funny because that's actually the original riff to Wu Tang Clan ain't nothing to mess with. Wu Tang Clan ain't nothing to mess with.
Hmm.
Then Wu Tang Clan ain't nothing to fuck with. Wu Tang Clan. That's hilarious.
Yep.
And everybody's
I,
just jumping on this new song thinking that it's a new song with an old vibe. No, it's not a new song.
no.
It ain't new, man. It's only new to you.
Mm,
It's not new from where it came from.
yeah. Talking about sampling and everything like that. In San Pedro, how many conga players did you actually know?
Every other church person was a conga player.
Yeah, pretty much.
Word.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. I had a few conga player brothers that had rough bricklayer hands that they used to make that conga sing.
Whew. My mom used to always tell me about that.
Yep, yep, yep. That's for real, man. Oof.
Hmm.
Oh yeah. That's funny.
Yeah.
I'm just going through my I was going through my to my page because people are really starting to say happy birthday to my page. And
Yeah.
someone said, to prove people will argue over anything, here's a stick. And there's 200 comments already on it.
Wow.
To prove people will argue over anything, here's a stick. That's not a stick. That's a branch. That's a twig. That's a this. That's a that. Oh, Lord. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, man. That is wild.
Yep.
That is wild. Everybody is something wild.
Hmm.
The Michael Jackson from In Living Color.
Yo, I did remember that.
Everybody is something wild.
Yeah,
Yeah. Ooh.
yep, yeah. It's even to the point that I don't know. 2024, that joint just was like, yo, it is just crazy. Of the stuff that went on and such. So,
Oh man, this is pretty good.
yep. So for a birthday cake, what is the cake that you actually love over everything?
I would go with a chocolate cake. The filling, the in between the cake could
Hmm.
be either dulce leche or uh, 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 the filling for a cheesecake,
Yep.
and the outer frosting. I don't like buttercream. The outer frosting, I would like it to just be regular chocolate icing, no buttercream.
Right.
Yeah, one of the viejos from Motherland made me a awesome video.
That's what's up.
Yeah, it's on the page.
Yeah, my cousin. Well, my cousin who was out there in Consuelo. Sadly, one of my family passed away, so he actually recorded the sepelio. So I was like, rest in peace.
Yeah, bro. Rest in peace, man. It's wild, bro. It's wild.
Yeah,
Oh, that's cool.
yep,
That was my neck. Just cracked my neck right now.
yep. My knee is out of whack, so I wanted to go on and actually try to make some content via my cell phone, but then my knee was acting up, so I was like, it's a good thing that I had off today, so
That
that's all
part.
I gotta say. Yep.
That part.
Yep.
Yeah, man. I wanna.
Yo,
Yeah.
so, you know what's fun? You know what's funny? I'm just looking at my results from the DNA,
Yeah.
and it turns out that I have somebody who's Ortega.
That's interesting.
I know.
Aha.
So apparently, they say that this person ancestral regions are Benin and Togo, um, which I guess 19%. That person's 10%. Spain, which I'm 16%, and they're 41%. Nigeria, which is 12, and they're 1%. I guess I'm 8, and they're 1%. Central West Africa, they're 3%. Well, like I'm 6 as far as Mali, and they're 4% and 7%, 4% and 4%, which is Senegal, 3% and 5%, which is Cameroon. And the indigenous Haiti and the Dominican Republic, where I'm 1% and they're 8%. In Northern Africa, they're 1 and I'm 3%. I was like, interesting.
That is interesting for real.
Yeah.
So I wonder how that works.
Yep. Yep.
Ooh, I am. This is strong. I'm totally in the couch right now. Fatal, what's good, man?
What up, Fatal?
Thank you for pulling up to the birthday edition of Historias Urbanas today. I am the birthday
Yeah. Yep. He's the birthday boy.
birthday boy.
Yep.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, it looks like that Fat Joe hit a hornet's nest,
Uh oh.
and I guess and he's actually paying for it. I haven't seen so many streams about Fat Joe on a negative light, which is actually funny.
Hmm. What's the hornet's nest that he hit? What's he
I,
facing next?
I mean, with the FBA and how he dissed Lord Jamar, a lot of people are coming on him. I guess for his past indiscretions where he actually disrespected black women, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I'm like, damn, this ain't looking good for homie. I mean, the vitriol that a lot of people are saying, those like, how does They actually calling him white and all this other stuff. I'm like, okay, but people are not underlying of what he actually done to a lot of people as far as their careers. A lot of people are not saying that except Cuban Link. So
Huh.
you have to go. You have to go and look at the history. And this is even to the point that certain people could say this, that, and the third. I'm like, nah, bro. I had to go talk to one of my homies. I'm like, Fat Joe, lyrically, I cannot mention uh, lyric from Fat Joe that I'm actually inspired by. And I don't know, that's just me.
I hear you.
Yeah.
I hear you. Man, things like this happen because, like I said, people sometimes just can't control what they say. You
Right.
know, it's sad that you know after you done did something and accomplished something, you're gonna turn around and start facing repercussions to things just because you couldn't watch your mouth, you couldn't watch what you were saying.
Right.
It's just wild, man.
Yeah, it is.
The world may never know.
Yep. If you had a chance, Pete,
Uh huh.
and you wanted to see like a movement, a fresh new rap movement, outside the United States, outside the Dominican Republic, which place would you go to first?
To see a fresh type of rap movement,
Yeah.
huh? I don't even know. Because believe it or not, there's rap everywhere. I don't even
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, I think I will go to Spain first.
Spain.
Yeah.
Spain, Spain. Uh,
Yeah.
I know they're doing crazy things with hip hop right now in Japan.
That too.
You know, Japan right now is hosting. They hosting rap battles. They're
Yep.
hosting producer battles where producers make a beat and rap
Hmm.
battle against each other. They're holding producer dance off battles where a producer makes a beat and dances to it.
Yep.
Yo, it's they're doing a lot of stuff right now.
Yep. Yes,
Yeah,
they are.
that's going places quick.
Yep.
But then again, Japan has always been creative like that. Japan has more game shows And it
That
was,
the U.S. have bitten off terribly.
oh yeah, of course.
I mean, if you actually look at it, right? You have the you have the worst concepts ever as far as okay, the Big Brother type, right? The U.S. they want to predict that Big Brother joint so wrong. And if you actually look at the way that they bought it, that they bit off of it from Japan, it's like Japan, everybody they was just chilling over like all the Big Brothers or something like that. It always has to be something sexual or some underlying beef for no type of reason.
Yeah.
And that's why when it was like the first reality shows, like from what I seen, like 2008, 2009, my ex wanted to see that, and then she used to go around and cut off my Spike TV so she could see that crap. We had to go on and switch TVs because I didn't want to see that crap. And then since she was not Dominican, she was like, oh, y'all just hate. I'm like, no, I just don't want to see that. Like, can you see that I'm a man?
Oh, novelas. Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah,
And it says it in the word novela. Don't watch it.
yeah. Like there was some novellas that I did, but I barely. But the thing is, though, I was in the streets most of the time, and I didn't even want to see no novella. Like, hey, how manly would it sound? Like, hey, you know what happened in the Luz Clarita and stuff? Like,
Yo,
you can
bro,
look at it, you're like,
they started making novelas for gangsters, and it got serious.
yeah. And the thing is, though, my mom, she did not like that because she's like, what the heck do you teach to the kids? Like that you're gonna go and become a so-called gangster and you're gonna do everything. I was like, yeah. So it's like right now, it's like everybody, hey, we got like, and then you got certain people that are like, oh, I'm a prepago. I'm like, what? Nobody was saying that unless nobody was saying that from our community like 10 to 20 years ago.
You know what was very famous in DR on TV? Lorenzo Lamas, the Renegade.
Yo,
Everybody in
you,
DR was watching that. Vean Lorenzo Lamas, el renegado. I'm like, oh gosh.
oh, dang.
El
Yo,
renegado.
that I remember that.
And my uncle was he had cerebral palsy. So he
Right.
had a slurred speech. He would be like, oye, ¿qué hora es? And I'd be like, oh, van a ser las 7. Oh, vamos a ver de regalo. El renegado. Sí, el de regalo. El de regalo. Sí,
Oh wow.
oh, you mean el renegado? Sí, el de regalo. I'm done.
Yeah.
El de regalo. I'm like, el de regalo, that's not what his name is. El renegado. Sí, ese mismo, el de regalo. El de regalo. Oh, man. Good times.
Yeah, man.
El de regalo, he used to say.
Exactly.
But yo, that show had what was that show and Kung Fu the Legend Continues and
Oh yeah.
Dragon Ball,
Yep.
Caballero del Zodiaco. People were stuck to their TV. You couldn't even find a motorcycle guy at that time.
Wow.
At 5 o'clock, you could not find a motorcycle guy nowhere because everybody was watching Dragon Ball. Everybody was at a
True.
corner TV, at the banca de pelota, wherever there was a TV at, people were watching Dragon Ball Z, unless the light was out.
Exactly.
But yep, that's what was going on.
Yep. Look like that. It look like that. I'm about to just, I guess, go to sleep and everything like that because I know that tomorrow I'm going to be a busy man. So, with that said, you have any parting words, Pete, or birthday boy, I should say?
Well, happy birthday to anyone who has a birthday on today. That includes Mary
Right.
J. Blige, my boy Anthony, my girl Samantha, um, Ariel. I know a few people that
Oh,
we got birthday twins going on and whatnot.
oh
Um,
yeah. Oh yeah. One thing I got to say: Happy birthday to your queen too.
thank you. May this year be fruitful. May this year be prosperous. May this year bring us everything we need to keep pushing forward. Let us not look back for nothing. Let us not step back, not even to take impulse to run forward. Let us walk forward,
Right.
up speed, and then run. Amen.
Amen. Yep.
And that's it for now.
Exactly. Uh,
Until next time, do the Mario.
yep.
All right,
Yep.
guys. You already know. Stay woke, stay vigilant, stay safe. Hoorah.
Hoorah. Yep. That's that's it, guys.